Hey, William Gilmore here for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. It's day 303 of the journey, and I am currently working on or reworking the ending of The Calling. In that current version of the ending, there's sort of a time jump that happens. It takes us back to the beginning of the whole situation when Connor is having he's been abducted and taken to this mysterious waterfall in the woods of Georgia, and has a fight with a thug, or Jeb, as we find out later in the script who he is. And the sheriff has died, but has sort of reappeared as a ghost and has been sort of helping Connor and rescues Dara. And then with this time jump, we're able to bring the sheriff back to life, and everything goes back to just before the abduction. And so sort of happy ever after, although the thug still gets his comeuppance. That seemed to be a little confusing to people. They didn't quite catch the time jump. It's also the idea that maybe all this was just happening in Connor's head. It was sort of a life flashing before your eyes moment, just before he dies. But he is rescued by a sheriff's deputy, so he doesn't actually die. You could take this, several different ways. Sort of a thinking man's ending, and maybe it was too much thinking because people got confused and they weren't quite sure. Well, did the sheriff really die? Was Connor really dead? Did any of this happen? How did they get out of dying? If there were two graves that had to be filled, the two of them both came back. So I've had to do some re-strategizing on this ending to try and clear that up. The first two acts have been getting really great comments and good notes. In the third act, where we get into this time jump, has suffered. So we're going to try and fix that, and that's what we're working on. And hopefully we'll make the Screencraft horror competition deadline, which is June 30th or July 1st, one of those two. So I've got my work cut out for me here, because I got just a day or two to wrap that up and get it submitted. So that's what I'm working on, and moving forward with making plans to go into my writer's retreat, self-imposed, to really concentrate these last 2 months. Really, the writer's retreat will be sort of like NaNoWriMo was in November, was a concentrated effort on a novel. This will be a really 1 month concentration for the month of July to get some writing done and sort of kickstart my creative juices that have lagged here lately. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, and please check in again the next day or two and see where we're at, and if I make that deadline. Anyways, please let me know what you're doing, and keep up your own writing. Later!